Okay, here we go. We're still in lesson 7.2, and I'm going to read the directions for the share and show for you. Okay, so number one says use repeated subtraction to find 30 divided by 10. Okay, the next set says find the unknown factor and quotient. So this is helping you solve a division equation right here, 40 divided by 10, by flipping it around and using a related fact of multiplication. Okay, so they're having you put these two together. If you can figure out what you multiply by 10 to get 40, that'll help you with the answer or the quotient for 40 divided by 10. Okay, and then the bottom ones are just finding the quotient with whichever strategy you like. You can do a number line counting back by 10, repeated subtraction counting by 10. You can use this multiplication table up here, or you could use my mental math of or skip counting by 10 how many times. Okay, so why don't you pause the video now, try these share and show by yourself, and then play it again so you can see if you got the same answers as me. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to see if we can solve this number one using repeated subtraction for 30 divided by 10. So I start with the total 30, and this divided by 10 means I'm going to have 10 each time. Okay, so I'm taking away groups of 10 each time. 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay, so I'm starting with 30. I take away my first 10. 30 minus 10 is 20. So now I'm going to bring the 20 up that I have, take away another 10, 20 minus 10. Now I have 10 left over. Bring that up. 10 minus 10 would be, whoops, need the pen on. Sorry, I'm still learning this. This would give me 0 left over. So I'm all out. I've run out of all my counters. So now I'm just going to see how many times was I able to take away a group of 10. One group of 10, two groups of 10, three groups of 10. So if you got 30 divided by 10 is 3, very good job. All right, so these next ones, they kind of do them a little backwards. Really, they're seeing if you can figure out 40 divided by 10, which might be tricky for us to do. So maybe I'll flip that around and I'll do what do I multiply by 10 that equals 40. So here we go. 10 times what equals 40. So I can go up to my multiplication table, find the 10 as a factor until I get to 40, the product, and then what's the other factor that matches with it? A 4, okay? Or you could say, how many times do I count by 10 to get 40? 10, 20, 30, 40, 4 times. So if 10 times 40 is 40, 10 times 4 is 40, then 40 divided by 10 must also be 4 because it's a fact family. So you use all the same numbers in those two related facts. They're just in a different order. So let's do that again for 60 divided by 10. Well, flip it around. What do you multiply by 10 to get 60? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So 10 times 6 is 60. 60 divided by 10 must then be 6. They both use the same three numbers in those related facts. Okay, so for these ones down here, different strategies you could do. 20 divided by 10, what if I'm using a number line? Maybe I'd start with 20, and I'm going to count back 10, which would get me to 10. Count back another 10, which would get me to 0. So how many times did I jump back? 1, 2. Don't let them confuse you with the order that they're writing it. The equal sign just tells you that's where they want you to put the quotient on the opposite side of the equal sign from the division equation. So 10, however you got 2 as your quotient, that's fine. Okay, this one, remember we start on the inside when we're reading the division equation. So 50, then go outside, divided by 10 equals what? So again, I can think of it as multiplication maybe this time. What do I multiply by 10 to get 50? Well, 10 times 5 equals 50. So 50 divided by 10 is 5. You got 5, very good. The next one, 70 divided by 10 Okay. If I counted by tens, how many times would I need to do it to get to 70? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. That one would be 7. And the last one, 90 divided by 10, is 9. Some of you might be noticing the pattern that you could do very fast. Let's go through all of these division by 10 and see if we notice the pattern. 20 divided by 10 is 2. 50 divided by 10 is 5. 70 divided by 10 is 7. 90 divided by 10 is 9. So if you notice the pattern, whenever you divide it by 10, you just kind of look back at that first total number and you get rid of the 0. And that actually is going to be your answer. Every time it worked. If you get rid of the 0, that first number is going to be your answer. So that's another pattern. If you can remember that pattern, another trick you can use. Okay, I'm going to stop this video and then I'll do one longer video for the on your own problems. Why don't you try the on your own problems now and then check the video for the answers.